What's up, planty people? This is Sydney and welcome to Peaceful Planting, where we talk about all things houseplants. If you are new to my channel, thanks for dropping by. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more content from me. If you are already a subscriber, as always, I love you and thank you for your support. And anybody who is watching, like this video. If you like it, it really helps my channel out. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. Today I am going to be talking about the it plants. These are the plants that people want but don't really know why they want it. And I can tell you right now, it's because they are blown up on social media. They're super popular, they're super expensive, and what you can't have, you really want. There are people who genuinely like these plants, and it is so upsetting because they're super expensive. And if you really want a plant that is like $280, it's pretty unlikely that you're going to be able to drop $280 on a plant with one node, more than likely, that might die. I financially cannot do that. I've talked about this in plenty of videos. We don't need to go into it. Your girl is broke. It's plain and simple. I'm broke. I love plants, but some plants I just can't have. And that's okay with me. I would rather eat. I had people on Instagram and fellow plant YouTubers suggest to me what plants I should talk about in this video, so I'm going to run through them, post some pretty little pictures for y'all, and tell you all my opinion on them. Let's just have some fun with it. Before we get started, I want to thank every single healthcare worker out there who is working day and night, risking their lives to save other lives. I really don't know where we would be without healthcare workers. I also want to say a huge thank you to everyone who is doing their part, socially isolating, trying to keep their families safe. You all are amazing. I know this is a really tough time, but let's try to stay positive and do what we have to do to keep everyone safe. Okay, so we're going to move into talking about all of the it plants. I really want to know from my subscribers what opinions you agree on and what opinions you do not agree on with me. Don't make this a battle. I'm not saying that these plants aren't beautiful. I'm just saying that they might not be worth $400, and I think that's pretty reasonable to say. Also, another thing is that we all have to keep in mind that we each have our own opinions. I am just sharing my opinions with you. While we talk about these it plants, I am going to have my phone out. I'm not trying to be rude, but I do have to look up pictures so I can tell you all what I think, and more than likely the pictures that I'm looking at on my phone are the pictures that you're going to be seeing on the screen. I hope there's enough room for pictures somewhere, wherever editing Sydney is going to put these pictures, but I am going to be using Instagram. Let me sign on to my little Instagram. We're going to start with the one that I got the most suggestions on, which is the Pink Princess, okay? Pink Princess Philodendron. I get the hype about it, I really do. You know, the plant is pink and it has some beautiful variegation. The green is very dark, the pink is very dark and bright, and then there are like patches of light and milky green. I think it's a beautiful plant. Would I have it in my collection? No. I really am not a fan of this plant. I think it's very festive and I think it is beautiful. I love pink, I really do, but the thing is that I'm not going to pay $120 for a very small cutting when I can get a plant that looks relatively similar. And I'm not saying they look identical. The variegation is obviously very different, but my Stromanthe Trio Star has every single color that this Pink Princess has. And I love that plant. It's a pain in my ass, but I love that plant. So I'm going to stick with my Stromanthe Trio Star that has all of the same colors, and I actually like the more striped look of variegation rather than the patches, to be honest with you. When it comes to pink, I like stripes of pink. I don't like splotches of pink. I don't know, I'm picky. We all have our opinions, but I do not want this plant in my collection. If I get it for free, then yeah, I'm gonna love it. I think it's beautiful, but I have no desire to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on this plant. I don't know, y'all. Take it easy on me. I dropped my phone in the shower this morning watching Summer Rain Oaks' new video where she made over that person's little loft. Gorgeous. How is someone as perfect as Summer Rain Oaks? My whole point to that little story was that my phone is kind of glitchy. Stupid phone. I hope I didn't mess it up permanently. It's super glitchy. That's my point to the story. Next, we are going to be talking about the Monstera Thai Constellation. Very popular plant right now. Search it on up. Thai Constellation. Ooh, win a Thai Constellation. Seriously though. Oh, all of these are like giveaways. I want to start off with saying yes, this plant is super expensive. I personally think that it is less of a risk to buy the Thai Constellation than a Monstera Albo Borsigiana. Monstera Albo Borsigiana, which we will get to. The Thai Constellation has stable variegation, which means that you don't have to be concerned that this plant will lose its variegation, because it will not. It's stable. It'll continue to put out leaves with variegation. Now, I have one of these. I won it in a giveaway, and it only has like 2 leaves. The second one is unfurling right now. This plant is beautiful. I have seen massive specimens of this plant and they are astonishing. Would I have this plant in my collection? I do have this plant in my collection, but only because I got it for free. I will not pay $280 for this plant. Nope. Your girl's not going to spend $280 on any plant. The most I will go to is $100, and that is if I am given $100 that I do not need, and I will spend it on that. The most I will go out of my own pocket is maybe $60, like maybe, but rarely. It is beautiful though, so if you have that money to spend, go for it because it's a beautiful plant. I think there's a lot to really appreciate about this plant. Okay, next we're going to move on to the Monstera Albo borzigiana. This plant is one of the most popular plants in my opinion right now. So let me look it up. Here's the thing. If you see a cutting with an all white leaf and just one leaf, first off, make sure there's a node so you actually have a chance of growing the plant. The Albo borzigiana is beautiful. We run into the same problem, right? I am not paying that much money for a plant. Eventually this plant will not be that expensive. I'll wait. I don't really want this plant anyway, to be honest with you. I don't want the stress of worrying about if this plant is going to lose its variegation, and then I'm going to have to experiment, I'm going to have to take cuttings and do all of this crazy, I don't know. I'd rather have the Thai Constellation, stable variegation, I don't have to stress it. So that's my thing. I like chill plants. I like plants that are stable. But the Albo has very, very white variegation and it's more chunky. The Thai Constellation, I would say, is more of a cream variegation with speckles throughout. That is another main difference, okay? Albo, not for me. Even if it goes to dirt cheap, even if it's $20 for a huge plant, I will not buy the plant. It's not my favorite. Okay, let's move on to the Albo Sango Neum. The thing is with this plant is I'm slightly biased, okay? I do have this plant. Both of them I got for free. I have one coming in the mail from a giveaway, and also I ordered one from a woman and it took eons to get to me, but she sent it for free anyway just because, you know, it took so long and whatever. She was very, very sweet and I really appreciated that. I love the shape of Sango Neum leaves. So a variegated one just makes it pop. There's no other way I can describe it. The plant is super easy to care for. I mean, Sango Neums in general, in my opinion, are very easy to care for. I love that it vines, which is a key point for me. I like things that drape. Because of those factors, I truly enjoy this plant. Now here's another thing. You can find this plant for about $30, which I think I was gonna pay $25 for it. You can find this plant for a relatively affordable price. Now, that is something that I can really get behind. The Albo Sango Neum is just fan-frickin-tastic. The variegation is gorgeous, the leaf shape is gorgeous, it vines, and it's super easy to care for. You really can't go wrong with this. I also like I mentioned, that it is an affordable one. It's an affordable variegated plant. Obviously, I'm very focused on affordability because I don't think, especially right now, I mean, I don't think everybody's gonna be blowing hundreds and hundreds of dollars on plants right now, especially in this crisis. That's a different story though. We won't go into it, people, we won't go into it. We're gonna move into the ZZ Raven. Let me just type that in really quick, ZZ Raven. My opinion on this plant is similar to my opinion on the Albo Sango Neum. I do have this plant, as you all know. Costa Farms came out with the ZZ Ravens. People freaked out, everybody was buying them out at stores, trying to sell them for more, some shady people. I did not do that. I bought one plant for me and I shared it with some friends. Okay, so you really will not find a plant that looks like the ZZ Raven, in my opinion. I think it is very unique, and what I do love about it is that it is easy to care for. I water mine once a month maybe. Really, mine's in brighter light, but the thing with this plant is you can put it in a relatively low light situation and it'll do well. I love how the leaves are just, they're waxy, which is really pretty because it gives it that nice shine, and they're black. It adds this element, in my room at least, where you walk in, you see that plant and you're like, damn, that's a cool plant, you know? Look, that's my opinion on it. I love this plant. The ZZ Raven is just beautiful. I wake up every morning and that is the first thing that I see is my ZZ Raven. I put it right in front of my face on purpose because it makes me happy. It's a funky, cool, easygoing, chill ass plant. I love it. I also like how the new growth comes out green and then just starts like speckling black on it until it turns fully black. It's nice. Moving on. Alocasia green dragon. Now this is a plant I do not have. If you know anything about me, you know I am not a fan of alocasias because of their likelihood of getting spider mites. I don't want spider mites in my house, and I'm really not a fan of alocasias. It's just my opinion, people. Take it lightly. If you're an alocasia fan and you freaking love alocasias, go for it. The more for you, because I'm not buying them. Alocasia green dragon. It looks like an alien. I can see the drawl. It is a unique plant, I'll give it that. And it's almost like glows. But it's not something that I'm like, oh my god, I need it. You know what I mean? The price of this plant ranges from $45 to $180. If y'all are dropping $180 on this plant, I really hope it makes you happy because I cannot get behind buying a $180 plant. Next plant. I want to talk about the Philodendron verrucosum. I am biased with this plant too because I do have it. I spent $50 on it and it is a relatively small specimen, but it is worth it. In my opinion, the $50 was way worth it. This plant looks like it's glowing. I love red undersides of leaves, and I also love how the veination on this looks like it has this glow around it. I think it's beautiful. It's velvety and it has hairy petioles. I've talked about this plant in another one of my videos. It really is definitely one of my favorite plants, and it's an easy grower. I think it's pretty obvious right now. I like easy growers. I'm not a fan of super finicky plants. And this plant is a philodendron, and it is a relatively easy to grow plant in my experience, okay? My favorite part about this plant is the velvety glow on it. So it's velvety and you can just see it glowing. It really is a great plant. Now, if you want to buy a huge specimen, you're looking at a lot of money. If you are okay with buying a smaller specimen and waiting for it to grow to these huge leaves that it gets, then I would say go for it. Like I said, as long as it has a few nodes and it looks like a healthy cutting, I would go for it because it is an easy grower in my experience. This plant literally has every single thing that I love on a plant. Hairy petioles, the red undersides of the leaves, glowing veination, velvety sheen. Really, it's awesome. It's a great plant. That is my opinion on the Philodendron verrucosum. Okay, so Scott from Scott Grows an Avocado Tree did post that he thinks the it plant is the avocado tree. I do not have an avocado tree, even though I do want Scott's help in growing an avocado tree. I think that these trees are very cute. I like how they look wild, right? You just have this cute little tree in your house. I can get behind that. I think it is very cute. I think it would be a good addition to people's collections if you like that more natural, outdoorsy look in your collection. This would be the plant for you. Now here's a cool thing about it. If you go to the store, you buy a couple of avocados, you eat them, you have the chance to grow an avocado tree. And Scott on his channel will show you how to do that. But I think that is really cool because it's affordable and it is a very cute plant. That is all I have for you, planty friends, so I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye! Oh Lord, I'm getting old. Planty friends. What's up, planty people? This is Sydney and welcome to Peaceful Planting, where we talk about a gnat just flew in the middle. Dang it. Oh. Where'd it go? Did it kill it? Now there's a plane going by. What is happening? If you are new to my channel, feel free to subscribe and if stuff. So today, again, I'm screwing up again. Okay. I had people on Instagram and fellow plant YouTubers give me it's like the people with that huge truck in my neighborhood do not leave until I start making a video. Less of a risk. What the you know, if I like a plant, I want to be sure that it's gonna, God, my hair sucks.